Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're talking about how you can make $200 with about 15 minutes worth of work. And the work isn't even all that hard. Now this is actually a follow-up to a previous video I had where I described how I made $200 in about 15 minutes. At that point in time I hadn't been paid the $200 yet, so this is just following up to show the results and that yes, this is a real thing. If you've already seen that video, you'll know all the details on what I went through to get this $200. If you haven't, I'll go through briefly and describe that here. About a month back, my wife and I are sitting in the hospital because we are expecting our second baby. This was a prolonged labor, so the doctors told her to take some time and rest. Well, during this time, I'm trying to be proactive with the time I had available, and I remembered a credit card offer that I had seen from some other people. This is a Chase Freedom credit card offer where if you spend $500 in 90 days, you get $200 cash back. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I'm trying to decrease my costs while increasing my income. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I know I have $500 worth of bills in the course of 90 days. I may as well use this credit card, pay those bills, and get the $200. And that's exactly what I did. Fast forward about a week, mom and baby were all home healthy, everything went fine, and I have the credit card now in the mail. I simply registered the credit card online, paid a couple bills online, went and bought gas and groceries, and before I knew it, I had already met the $500 minimum. Fast forward to just a couple days ago, and that statement period has now closed out, and I get those points. It actually translated to over 20,000 points, which actually translates to $200 in cash if you redeem it in cash. It actually translated to $212 cash back in terms of all the gas, groceries, and bills that I paid. Now, as a side note, I put this money into my high interest savings account. It's called Marcus by Goldman Sachs. There's a number of high interest savings account out there. A lot of them are great. Personally, I just use Marcus by Goldman Sachs. At one point in time, they were offering over 2.5% interest on a savings account, which was incredible. But with recent events and interest rates being cut, that interest rate now is down to 1.3%. But 1.3% is probably significantly better than what you may be getting with a traditional savings account. Anyways, you may be wondering, is $200 cash back worth it? To go through, sign up for a credit card, and then use that credit card, is it really worth it at the end of the day? Well, I can tell you that it only took me maybe 15 minutes. It took me a little bit of time to fill out the credit card application. Once I got the card in the mail, I just paid a couple bills online. Like I said, I paid for gas and groceries, and soon enough, I'd already met the threshold. So it really didn't take me all that much time or effort. All I needed was the actual credit card, an internet connection, and a couple bills that I had already budgeted for, so I knew I wasn't going to be spending any extra money. And if you watch any of my previous videos, you know I'm a bit of a financial minimalist. I've cut my cost of living down by over a third, and that is still with us living comfortably as a family of 4. And I've also increased my income by over a third with a combination of getting a new job and starting a lawn care side hustle. So overall, I'm always looking for ways to decrease my costs while increasing my income, and this was just an easy way to do that. $200 is sitting on the table for about 15 minutes worth of work. Yes, it did take about a month to get that money, but the actual input was maybe 15 minutes worth over time, and today I'm sitting here with $212 extra in my account versus not having signed up for the card and not getting those perks. If you're wondering what impact this may have on your credit score, I've been tracking that as well. My credit score actually went up 2 points over the last month. If you want more information, check out my video on credit utilization ratios and how to increase your credit score. Essentially, if you have a certain amount of credit available to you and you're spending a certain percentage of that, that is called your credit utilization ratio. The lower that number is, the better typically for your credit score. By me getting out this credit card, I'm increasing my available credit by say $5,000, but meanwhile my month-to-month spending isn't changing all that much, so overall my credit utilization will decrease. There may be some negative impacts right away on your credit score if you have too many credit inquiries out there. That means if you're applying for too many loans or too many credit cards all at the same time, it may have a negative impact on your score. But that is temporary and likely will come up over time. I'd encourage you to do more research on that on your own if that's a concern that you have. But back to making the $200. If I think through this, I can't just go to my boss and say, hey, I want an extra $200 next month, unless I work in a commission-based job. That's really unlikely to happen. And if I were to do this with my lawn care side hustle, how many lawns would I have to mow to make an additional $200? A lawn can take in maybe $35 to $50 per property, depending on where you are and depending on property sizes as well. So this would take me 4 properties at $50 a property to make this money. And that doesn't account for my time, gas, or wear and tear on the lawn equipment. So overall, by spending 15 minutes of my time on a phone just filling out a credit card application, then using that credit card, it was a very simple way to make $200. So you can do this for yourself. Simply sign up for the credit card, spend the $500, preferably on money you already have budgeted, and get the $200 cash back for yourself. And again, I just wanted to make this follow-up video to show that yes, this is real. Yes, I did get the money. So overall, I think this is a pretty easy hack to get $200. And I encourage you to do the same if you want to get some free money. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you found any value out of it, I ask that you please like and subscribe. Thank you.